We're here today to celebrate these 41 engaged citizens, spirited change makers, persistent activists, and sometimes silly goofballs. They didn't end up like this because of me or any one member at this ceremony today. There were many people to whom we owe a moment of our gratitude. Teachers from ECP to middle school, faculty, family members, and friends. Can we please acknowledge all of those who helped shape you into who you are today with a hearty round of applause. Thank you, Leah. A lot of you were pretty excited about me making this speech today, so the pressure is on for me to not disappoint. There were multiple requests for me to roast you, but that would be just kind of inappropriate for a joyous occasion. That being said, I think it's definitely acceptable for me to gently saute you, so here we go. This graduation is especially meaningful for me as we all began our 601 experience together 4 years ago. Speaking of 4 years ago, I decided to take a walk down memory lane this week via my Gmail inbox. I wanted to dig up some dirt about you from your emails in 5th grade to teach you a lesson about digital permanency. After hours of scouring my inbox, I stumbled upon a message from Salon on December 16th, 2015. Hi, Chris. End of message. Strange, but no dirt there, so I had to persist and keep digging. Hundreds of emails later, I found this gem from Nico about his Cinderella story. Dear Chris, I would like to thank you for helping me yesterday. Without you, I would probably have hated my story. Love, Nico. Nico, that is so sweet. Sadly for me, and lucky for you, my quest was quite unsuccessful. All I found were multiple emails similar to Nico's, a few summer check-ins from Julia, a couple thank you notes from Jay. That's not to say they were all so sentimental. I did find approximately 17 emails from Eve throughout the years asking me if I knew her various passwords. So there's that. While we've heard a little bit about each of you already from your classmates, I'd like to take a moment to share a few more of my observations from the past 4 years. There's 5 things I want to spend some time reflecting about today. Reese has proven to me that much of life is more easily understood through cooking terms. So, a la Chef Chu, here we go. To make the perfect class of 2019, you'll need equal parts kindness, empathy, and authenticity, a heaping scoop of epic gestures, and a sprinkling of firsts. Let's start with the firsts. You're the first graduating class to complete 4 years at the 601 campus. And to be honest, middle school didn't know what hit them when you made that long 2-block trek down Dolores Street. That year, we all got to meet Orlando, Amelia B., and Maria, and between the 3 of them, there's never been a moment without laughter since. Brant, Ella, Salon, and Carter brilliantly collaborated to write the first original play performed by the CDS Drama Club, Dear Harvey, an ode to Harvey Milk. The love behind this project was evident by the thoughtfulness presented on stage. Along the same lines, a group of you took the description passionate citizens to heart and initiated the middle school's first ever Pride Week and Pride Fair. Thank you, Anya, Anapriya, Zaya, Sophia, Idale, Eve, and Lena for your allyship, leadership, and patience. Speaking of pride, remember to march with us June 30th, CDS. Meet here. Okay. Lastly, members of this class were the first and last members of Sunny and Frisco Films, a student-run production company with classic films like Grass, a documentary, which had incomparable narration by Kaliko and Nando, and a cinematic masterpiece, Makeup Through the Ages, produced by Maddie, Willow, and Lily. So back to that digital footprint thing, just FYI, those are published on YouTube and will never be deleted. Speaking of YouTube, be sure to subscribe to Willow's channel. I believe the username is @PattyDeneen. Is that right, Willow? No, okay. Well, Willow has a channel, and you could probably just subscribe to it by clicking below. Did I do it right? Okay, great. All right. The next ingredient in my riveting cooking metaphor for the class of 2019 is a heaping scoop of epic gestures. Last year, in response to learning about the many refugee crises and the refugee experience, the class designed and opened an interactive museum exhibit to spread awareness. Bella, Maria, Sammy, and Sophia powerfully set the tone as museum guests began their tour. The undertaking and execution of this project was a feat of epic proportions. Rising into 8th grade, the class didn't lose their focus. While in Washington, D.C., Double E, Isabel, Maddie, Ella, and Sarah presented a petition about immigration reform and the humanitarian crisis at the border to Representative Jackie Spear. The petition had the signatures of over 3,000 Bay Area residents that have been collected by their class. That's epic. The year also began with an epic clothing drive coordinated by Lily, who formed a partnership between our school and St. Anthony's by running a school-wide clothing drive this past November. Your commitment throughout the drive led to a great success. Though I must say not all your epic moments have been marked by glory. There were also a few epic stills in room 307. I know Reese and Brant are mortified by these moments, so I won't say any more. All right, I can't resist. Let's just say that Reese lost a battle with an unfathomably secure Tupperware filled with rice, and Brant spilled 5 gallons of water while practicing a speech about how precious water is. By the way, back to the digital footprint thing, there's an epic photo of the rice explosion, a rice explosion, if you will, that captures Amelia B., Natalie, and Sarah reacting to the exploding container. The picture is like a Renaissance painting, and it's also in the cloud forever. Maybe one day Natalie can recreate it as an epic painting. Also, sorry about telling that story, Brant. Happy birthday. One last example of an epic gesture is Sarah's YouTube video about an orangutan witnessing a magic trick that has pretty much gone viral. I checked it last night and you're up to 206 views. Sweet. All right, back to the recipe. Now we need equal parts kindness, empathy, and authenticity. A little bit of kindness. This year, we welcomed Seamus to the class, and we filled a gap we didn't know was missing. The kindness Seamus greeted us with was contagious, in the best way possible, and it's hard to remember what it was like when you weren't here spreading joy. Another way I know this class shows kindness is that every time a study guide is made, it's instantly shared with everyone so that everyone has access to the same resources. I know this because for some reason I'm on the email list. Yet another footprint issue. Also, I can't talk about kindness without mentioning Leah. Leah's the nicest human on the planet, and that's not hyperbole. She will lend a hand no matter what the task, and do so with a smile on her face. A little bit of empathy. This class is not afraid to feel their feelings. They've been vulnerable and open during affinity groups. They have friendships that are tried and true. And when a classmate is struggling, they support each other with grace and an unyielding sense of empathy. Fernando, Jay, and Fiona were among many of the 8th graders who performed in a play about mental illness. Fiona powerfully recited an original poem, while Jay and Fernando performed with a visible sincerity. Empathy appears in your friendships, too, like Catherine and Emma. You two can look at each other and have a whole conversation. Eli and Sam, apparently during advisory, empathy really comes into play because you can feel for each other when one of you makes an obscure video game or meme reference that nobody else understands. Lastly, you need a little bit of authenticity. And at this point, if you're wondering how we mix these ingredients together, you're missing the bigger picture here. The class of 2019 has a reputation for being authentically themselves. Whether they're meeting with a member of Congress or just chatting with friends in the student lounge, these students show up as their full, unique selves. Some show up through art, while others show up in personality. Giacomo, You're unapologetically Giacomo, unafraid and always evolving. Ty, you've never faltered at trying to make me laugh, even when you know I'm trying not to. Noah, you are live when you are dancing. Thank you for sharing that gift with all of us. Bella and Amelia R.D., you're never not trying to make others feel happy or giggling about something that's probably ridiculous. Silly emails, embarrassing photos, and cringy YouTube videos aside, I can say that I'm honestly not nervous about your Googleable futures. Over the past 4 years, the class of 2019 has demonstrated itself as one that makes epic moves and a class that won't be discouraged by obstacles. They're bold, they're passionate, and they're eager to make the changes that they want to see. The class of 2019, there's one thing you'll never change. For some reason, the last 4 years, you've begged me to take you to boba. I've always said no, because 1, I don't like boba, and 2, I don't want to buy boba. Well, if you look under your chair, one of you might have the chance to get boba with me after graduation. Did anybody win? No? That's right, because I'm never taking boba. But I will say, if you do come back and visit, maybe things will have changed. All right, let's wrap this up. Thank you all for the laughs and lessons throughout the years. We've had a lot of fun, and we've all learned a lot. As I did last year, though many of you may not remember, thus proving this exact point, I'd like to leave you with the resonating words of Miss Offmer, Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. Congratulations.